and it's romanticized a lot. You see these posts that are like these really kind of cringy, in a way, posts of like teenagers making these comments about the mental health, and I'm not invalidating them at all. I am just saying simply that that's not what it's like. For some people it might be. For some people it's quite possibly exactly like that. I think that a lot of the time people will latch onto this kind of romanticized version of it because it's easy, and that's what it's portrayed like in the media, because that's the way that invites people in to believing it, because it's an easy thing to believe. Well, guess what? No. A lot of people will believe all of these like cringy teen posts about depression, and like I said before, a lot of it is what it's like. A lot of it is literally exactly what it's like. You know, I see posts that are like someone just sat on the floor or crying, and like, yeah, that's realistic, but the captions are not. I am gonna get so much shit for this. People are going to like attack me for it, but a lot of the time when people post these things, it's I hate using the term it's for attention, but it's literally like a cry for help. If you didn't want people to know about your mental health issues, you wouldn't post some things. But the fact that people post these Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook posts, it shows that people want the help. I saw a post yesterday on Snapchat, Instagram. It was on Instagram of someone's arm. You can figure out the rest. It was disturbing, and as someone who has been through that before, I know that it's not something that I would have posted online. Obviously that was 3 years ago, so I don't know, but I'll see people posting these things, and I'm like, why don't you just go and ask for help? I know it's difficult, I do, I've been there, obviously, but I don't understand why, if your cry for help, you would have to go and possibly trigger somebody when you could go to a family member and show them, or you could tell them, look, this is what I'm going through, instead of posting pictures of it online. Because as somebody who has been through it and knows what it's like, and also knows what it's like to see things like that online and know the effects of seeing those things online, I think it's kind of rude, disrespectful. I'm not calling people out here, I'm not naming names, I'm not saying that like if you do this you're a bad person. I'm just saying maybe don't post pictures of your, you all know what I'm talking about, just maybe don't post pictures of it online. Because I have friends, I know people who do get visually triggered and will see things like that and will you know, yes, I know you're going through your own issues, and yes, I know that you need someone to listen to you, but I don't want to be called out for being a bad person for saying this. It's just bothering me. In my opinion, it's not fair on other people. You shouldn't subject other people to that. Yes, I know that's how you're feeling. Yes, I know that it's bothering you. But it's not fair on other people, and I think you should respect other people's issues as well. Obviously, if you're going through that, you should know that other people who are also going through that, you should know how they feel. Because obviously you're going through the same thing. And it upsets me that there are people who don't take into account that there's other people suffering as well, and there are other people suffering based on stuff that you are posting. Not you particularly, possibly, but you get what I'm saying. It's just, there are people who are really, really suffering badly and are trying to get better, and the people posting things like that are really not helping them get better. If I'm just going to put it out there now, if you want to get better, you're going to have to go and talk to somebody, whether it's a psychiatrist, whether it's a school nurse, whether it's your mum or your grandma or your friend. You're going to have to go to somebody, because it's not going to get better by posting it online. Yeah, maybe somebody will see it, but the chances are, if one person's seeing it, multiple people are seeing it, and you don't know what other people are going through a lot of the time, and it could really affect somebody. And it's not fair on people who are genuinely trying to get better, who are genuinely trying to stop. Because I've been there, I know how difficult it is, and if somebody is putting in the effort and has the willpower to stop, the slightest thing can set them back. I'm not comparing, before we go any further, I am not comparing these people to drug addicts. I'm comparing the addictions, okay? Just before you attack me. When someone's addicted to drugs and they quit cold turkey, or whether they wean themselves off it, it's obviously difficult. And if they subject themselves to the people who are involved in drugs again, or if they subject themselves to drugs in general again, it's going to increase their chances of relapsing. It's the same thing. It just genuinely concerns me that there are people who genuinely need help, and people who are genuinely trying to get help but are going about it in the complete wrong way. It's putting other people at risk. It's not entirely at the fault of the people who are posting these things, but if you need help, just think before you post something like that. If you're going to post something on social media about that subject, don't add photos of it. You're not helping anybody by doing that. You're not helping people who are struggling, you're not helping people who aren't struggling. Because either way, people don't want to see it. And I get that you might be trying to ask for help, but you don't need to post photos. It's unnecessary, and you're potentially harming people who are also going through that same thing. That is not fair. If you're going to post something as a cry for help, whether you know it's a cry for help or not, put a trigger warning on it, please. I have seen way too many times when people have posted something, not even a picture, they've posted something on, I'm an admin of a Facebook group, they've posted something on said Facebook group, and they have been laid into for it, saying like, literally it was just scars. It wasn't even like anything recent. That's not what the post was about. They posted a picture of something, and the other members of the group had completely attacked them for it, and it had triggered a load of people. Everyone was very angry about it. So put a trigger warning on it. Me personally, I don't get upset by those types of things, but other people do. It's better to be safe than sorry. And I know, yes, you might desperately be seeking help. First of all, online is probably not the place to be doing that. People online can't help you, whether you believe they can or not. The people online are not the people who can help you. The people who can help you are the people who are medical professionals and who know what they're doing, who know what they're working with. I'm telling you now, those people help. They do. Sometimes they don't. You might have had 1 or 2 bad experiences with those types of people. In general, they do help. I've been to many different therapists. It took me a while to find someone that I'm comfortable with, someone who I believe can help me, and they did. And that was with eating disorders, and I was very ill. I was like collapsing. I missed half of one of my GCSEs because of it, because I passed out and nobody noticed. If you've had 1 bad experience with CAMS, or you have been to Minds Matter and that wasn't for you, there are more places you can go to. It's not a case of, oh, this one therapy service didn't work for me, so now it's not, I can't get better, so I just need to post depressing shit online. It's not how it works, you know. Yeah, there are a lot of places that suck. I had a bad experience with CAMS. I know a lot of other people have had bad experiences with CAMS. But I do know that a lot of people have good experiences. And it's just a case of finding what works for you. Posting online. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to vent about things online. I do it all the time because I like it, you know. When I vent, I need to know that somebody's listening. So I'll vent about all my problems online, it'll get it out of my system, and I'll know that somebody's listening. However, I do not use that as a replacement for therapy. I go to therapy every Wednesday. It helps me a lot. I've been going for the past 2 years, something like that. And I've made so much progress with them. I've been kind of like thrown from therapist to therapist, and I eventually found one that could help me, and we're making a lot of progress. Depends on the type of your mental issue. You might have depression, you might have anxiety, you might have an eating disorder, you might have a psychotic disorder, like schizophrenia or something like that. You might be bipolar. Anything. The same goes. Posting online is not a substitution for therapy. It might seem like you're getting a lot of help and attention from it, and I don't mean attention in a bad way. People put a lot of negative things around attention. Attention is a good thing. It's what you need. We need attention to survive. We are humans. We crave attention. To be better with your mental health, you need attention. It's the idea of therapy. You are getting attention. That's what you need when you have a mental issue, okay? You need the attention. When I say you need attention, I do not mean it in a negative way. Some people do crave it in a negative way. Some people will lie about mental issues for attention. Some people will, you know, they'll do anything. I'm not talking about these people. I am talking about people who have genuine issues, genuine disorders, genuine problems that they need help with. They do require attention to deal with those issues. Social media attention is the wrong type of attention. This is really not the way I thought this video would go. At the time it might seem like it's helping. It's not. Trust me. While you're getting messages from people who care, they're just feeding it. And this is not what you want to hear. Trust me. It's not. But if this is your only method of kind of getting help, it's the only thing you're going to turn to, and it's not healthy, and these people can't genuinely help you in a way that you need to be helped if it's bad enough that it needs that type of help. Because if you can vent online and get all your emotions out and then you feel okay, that's great. That works for you. Do it, okay? But if you are online all day, every day, venting, posting that you are having all these issues and that you don't know how to help and that you're suicidal or that you are harming yourself in some way, the internet is not where you're supposed to be for your help. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth, because I've been there. I know it's different for everybody, but it's not where you need to be. You need to be in place where you can genuinely receive actual help. There's a great website called Great White Wall, there's the Childline website, there's there's an app called 7 Cups of Tea, like all these therapy apps. Venting on social media, on Facebook or on Twitter, is not going to help you unless you're talking to an actual therapist, in which case, great. But you need to be talking to somebody who's actually going to help you and who's actually going to provide the support that you need to recover from it, especially if it's something like an eating disorder, something that's putting your health at risk, something that is affecting your daily life. I get hallucinations a lot, and it's difficult, it sucks, it genuinely is one of the worst things I've ever experienced, and they're mild for me. Like, I'm not on medication for it at this point, and it bothers me so much, and I'm having to get like therapy simply for that. I know that there are people out there who have things so much worse than I do and who aren't getting genuine help for it, and I can only imagine what they're going through without their help. This went off on a tangent. Basically, don't post pictures. If you're at the point where you feel like that kind of thing is the only thing that can help you, you need either medication or therapy or something along those lines, because it's not going to get better by yourself. You need to tell somebody. And yeah, people are going to be pissed at it at first. People are going to be really pissed. I had a massive lecture from my parents. If my family hadn't have found out, I would have still been in a very dark place, and I wouldn't have received the help that I needed. I wouldn't have recovered to the point that I have. I wouldn't have got to the place that I am now, which is a very good place. Obviously, I still have setbacks. Don't question the fact that I'm using a concealer brush to pop my highlighter. It's not worth questioning. It's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't have mental issues what it's like. And I get that, I really do. But these people are trained and they're qualified to deal with things like this. And the people on your Facebook wall are not, most of the time. You know, I know it's difficult to like empathise with, and I know it's difficult to like talk to people about it, because like these are your emotions, these are things that you think nobody else understands, these are things that you think you're having to deal with alone. But here's the thing, right? You're not. There are so many other people going through the exact same things, and I thought I was going through it alone. I thought I was the only person in my school who was having these issues, because I was going to school every day, hysterical. I was like getting on the bus and kind of like curling up in a ball, and everyone else seemed fine, everyone else seemed happy, and I was like, why? How are there people who don't feel like this? People hide it really well, kids. They do. They really do. I hid it really well for a long time before I had a breakdown, and it was a mess. I was on a Skype call to my friends, just breaking down. It was awful. Now that I'm looking back, I feel so bad for doing that to them. And I'm not calling people selfish for like not worrying about their friends and family. I'm simply saying that there are people out there who care, and getting help will save yourself. It will save everyone else around you, because it's difficult for the people around you as well, you know. It's difficult to see somebody you love going through something so difficult, because I've watched people I love go through it. I've watched people I love go through it way worse than I had it. I have a friend who literally has it very badly, and we're very close, and seeing her kind of like in hospital and just kind of going through all these like unhealthy coping mechanisms, it's really difficult. And when I think about how I feel kind of thinking about her going through that, it reminds me of how people must have felt when I was going through that. It encouraged me to kind of make changes to myself, because once I saw that, I saw how other people around me, I saw how my family were feeling. Because like, it's frustrating when you can't help somebody. Why does this happen? I'll fix that later. But if you're not even putting an effort to help yourself, how are other people supposed to help you? For other people to help you, you have to be willing to help yourself. You have to be willing to identify that there's an issue and willing to get better, you know, and without that motivation, you're not going to get better. Trust me, it's just not going to happen. All the people who can help you are going to tell you, they're not going to just magically give you this pill that's going to make you better, because it's not. It'll balance out your hormones. But other than that, it's all up to you. You have to force yourself out of bed. You have to force yourself to go for a walk. You have to force yourself to go to school or college or work. And if you're not doing those things, you're not going to get better with or without medication, with or without a therapist. It sounds horrible. I sound very mean right now, don't I? It's the truth, and anybody in the same boat will tell you it's the only way you're gonna get better. And it sucks. Shit, I need to go. It sucks. I know. I don't like it either. I don't want to have to force myself out of bed when I don't want to get out of bed. It genuinely blows. But it's the only way you're gonna help yourself. I wish there was an easier way. I wish there was a magic pill that would make it all go away and make it so that I enjoyed social gatherings, made it so that I enjoyed seeing people, made it so I enjoyed going outside, made it so I enjoyed the things I used to enjoy. For those of you who don't have mental health issues, you don't know how lucky you are. Because it really does suck, and it's not fair that people have to deal with it. For those of you who don't have mental health issues, or even if you do, and you know somebody who's going through something, or you've seen that they're going through something, you've noticed things, reach out to them, please. Do whatever you can to help them. Confront them about it. Don't just be like, whoa, that's a thing. Go up to them and be like, hey, I've noticed this, you're different, you need to get help, because if you don't, I'm going to get help for you. It's not what they want to hear, but it is what they need to hear. Who knows, it might just save their life. Obviously, don't be mean about it. I mean, that might kill somebody. Somebody needs to know. Obviously, I don't encourage just going behind people's backs and telling people, but if you feel like somebody is in danger, you need to tell somebody, whether it's their parents, whether it's a teacher. If somebody said to you that they feel like they're going to kill themselves, sorry to put it so bluntly, their best chance of living is to, I don't know, get help. Make sure people are aware of it so that they can keep an eye on that person and make sure they're okay. If you are said person with mental health difficulty, I really think that you should go get help if you haven't already. Whether you think that the places you've been prior to now have not been helpful, so you're going to give up on all forms of help, whether you think that therapy isn't for you, whether you think that you're not worth it, you know, I don't care. Frankly, what your reasoning is, go get help. Because trust me, no matter what you think, they are there to help you. People care about you. Life is worth living for. There are people who love you, there are people who care, there are people who want you to survive, and those people will be devastated without you. So go get help, please. If not for you, for the people around you, for your dog, for your sister, for your auntie, for your grandma, for literally anybody in your life, do it. Listen to what I'm saying. Anybody who has been where you are and lived through it will tell you the exact same thing. It's not worth sitting at home wallowing about. You just need to go and get help so you can live your life and live your life happily. I'm out. Bye.